Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a pretty long video, so we're gonna jump right off up into it. Phantom TV, back in full effect. Special treat tonight. I got myself, Mo Senior, the Phantom. We started out with some forward deltoids. There are three parts to the shoulders, ladies and gentlemen. The forward, the middle, and the rear side. I believe it's called posterior, interior, and anterior, or something like that. Long story short, we got three parts to do. It's a pretty long video, and without further ado, introducing my man, my ace, Shenard Tilson. Check him out, ladies and gentlemen. He's on his own channel. Family Means Everything, FME TV. Check him out on YouTube. He has a beautiful family, beautiful children, lovely fiance. Everybody's got to get in there and check things out. My man Shenard is getting it in. Once again, Jesse from PA, the big dog is in the house. 21-year-old young buck, strong as an ox. I got a lot of things invested in this cat. He has a bright future in this here get big, swole, concrete, cracking world, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be something to reckon with later on in life. As of right now, we're trying to get it in though. Forward deltoids, what we're doing right now is I like to do dumbbell raises, palms to the ceiling. It really hits that forward deltoid and isolates it. And on top of the forward deltoid, we're supersetting. Instead of using the barbell, we're using the cables for these guys. High rise, pull them up to the chin. Keep your elbows high, nice and focused. I forget exactly what these are called. A lot of people use barbells with this exercise. What are they? They're not exactly shrugs. It slips my mind. I'm having a brain freeze here, ladies and gentlemen. But Phantom fans, I tell you what, this forward deltoid with this superset here is an awesome combination. Me, my man Shenard, my man Jesse, we start ripping it up pretty good with these guys. This is a double forward deltoid exercise. The dumbbell raises along with the superset with these the cable machine, upright rows. Upright rows is what we're going to call them. I think that's what they're called. These cable upright rows on this machine allows you to be nice and smooth with it. I noticed, or I found that when I use a dumbbell, it kind of tweaks my shoulder a little bit. Play with it. Play with it, guys. Play with it. Figure it out. Make it work for you. You can't just get in there and say, hey, this is how you do it, because our bodies are made different. Everybody's body, functions different. It's made different. The things feel different. These forward deltoids with the dumbbells, palms up, really feels good. We start out kind of light. Eventually we get up. I think we started out with like some 15s or 20s. Eventually we ended up with some 35s and 40s. Do you 4 sets of these guys, anywhere from 10 to 12. Nice and easy. Attention to the form. I like to bring my hands up as high as I can see underneath the dumbbell, but also where my elbow does not go above eye level. So there's a central position below the dumbbell, above the elbow, in the middle. That is a sweet spot for me. You hear me use, in my opinion, a lot. That's because things are different for everybody. You can't say this is how you do it, because there's somebody out there that doesn't do it how you do it that gets the exact same results. So for me, the sweet spot is below the dumbbell, above the elbow. My man from FME TV, Shenard Tilson, in the house doing his upright cable rows. He brought these to the table. We ended up supersetting these because of him. My man is putting on some big weight. He's in a bulking phase. This dude is amazing. He is putting on some good muscle. He might be starting his lean out series here pretty soon, because I think we're looking forward to doing some shows together later this year. But this is the awesome superset session, going from the dumbbell palm up raises to these cable rows. for the superset, it really tears the shoulders up, especially on this forward deltoid. We're going to focus we're going to focus one exercise and one superset. On the forward deltoid, one exercise and one superset on the interior or center part of the shoulder, and then we're going to focus on the most neglected part of the shoulder, which is the rear side of the deltoid. We jump right into another exercise after we get our chain gang of that 4 sets of palm up and the upright cable rows. We jump right into these guys. Main focus is make sure that your arm does 2 things. Get down behind your back, and that your arm or your hand is in such a configuration that your thumb is pointing down. I've heard people say when you crank up, make it as though you're pouring out a cup of water. Make it as though you're pouring water out of a teacup. When you come up, if you turn your fist or point your thumb down to the ground, it rotates that shoulder joint and you engage a separate set of muscles, which is the center or the interior part of the deltoid being the shoulder. It's very important that when you work your shoulders so that you develop that muscle in its entirety to get them bowling ball, round, fully developed shoulders. You see guys who have an overdeveloped forward side of their shoulder or forward deltoid, and they have mediocre middle and poorly developed rear. When you get into sculpting your physique and not just moving weight, you got guys in the gym banging big weight. I mean, they are banging some heavy weight. It's an ego booster, but in my opinion, if you're going to sculpt your physique, if you're going to get in the gym and make it worth your time, forward, middle, rear of those shoulders, aka the deltoids. You want to work all the heads of the shoulder, and I get into a lot of different workouts, different angles, and different series of exercises so that you understand how to sculpt your physique, how to build your body, hence the name bodybuilding or physique competitors. From that center or that interior deltoid, the middle of the deltoid, the center of the shoulder, we superset these with just some lateral raises. If you notice, Jesse, as well as Shenard, as well as myself, we try to keep that hand or that fist or those thumbs in that downward configuration. When you're working that center deltoid, if I was to point my thumbs up, it will roll your shoulders or that joint in such a fashion that you use more of the forward side. What we're doing here is we're in the phase to where we're doing interior, so we keep those thumbs down to keep more of that interior or middle part of the shoulder. FME TV, Shenard Tilson, big dog in the house. He's getting his done. He's trying not to hunch those shoulders. If you can tell, he's pretty thick up top. He's got nice thick shoulders, nice thick traps. He's really into this shoulder gig. Like I said, he advised us on some of the moves we were doing. Introducing the one, the only, James, aka Jay Holiday, jumped in. He showed up to the gym late, but we're gonna integrate him in. We got us 4 jumping off up into it. He's doing rear deltoids, and this is our superset. Jesse's on this fly machine, but he's doing them from the back. We're focusing on the back side of the deltoid, the rear deltoid, the rear of the shoulder. What really develops a sense of roundness to your shoulders, that bowling ball effect. As you can see, I'm trying to crank these guys out. A mainstay of your focus when you're doing these is keep your head down, keep your shoulders flexing at the joint. You don't want to rear back on your rhomboids or the rear side of your traps. You don't want to hunch your shoulders. You want to try to rotate at the joint. It's very difficult to do, but it's something that experienced trainers and weightlifters do, and they talk about a lot, that mind to muscle connection. It's very important that you connect your body and your mind with the individual phase or goal of moving that weight. After we supersetted the rear deltoid exercises, we jumped into a phase of some traps that my man Shenard was showing us What we have here is a series of weights. It looks like, if I can remember, 5 sets of a combination of dumbbells and kettlebells. And what they did was 10 sets of shrugs, progressively going down the chain from heavy to light. Jay Holiday jumped in there early. Me and him are going to do a set after Shenard and Jesse. But what you do is you start heavy. You have a series of 5 weights descending in weight. You start heavy, you do 10, you move to the next set down. You do 10, you move to the next set down. You do 10 more until you go down the chain and do 5. You should have then completed 50 shrugs. You then go back to the top, not starting at the top, but the second heaviest weight. And you do 10 more, which will send you down 4 flights of weights. So you start with a set of 5. Say if you go 50 down to 10, you start with the 50s, 40s, 30s, 30s, 10s, and then maybe some 5s, and then you go back to the 40s, 30s, 10s, 5s. 30s, 10s, 5s, 10s, 5s, and then the last set of 5. Which is a big combination of exercise movements or motions. The purpose of this exercise is not to ultimately is not to ultimately create a state of hypertrophy, which is where you really destroy the muscle fibers. But you want to fatigue and really pump and really get a lot of blood flow in these muscles. This is not going to be a mass gaining or bulk size gaining exercise. This is more like a leg extension on a leg press. It's not really a muscle mass gainer. This is more of a shred it down, cut it out. When you put on a tank top or a t-shirt, you want to be able to see the difference between your traps and your shoulders, between your rhomboids and your lats. This is more of a carving design, that upper part of your back design exercise. This is where you carve it out, folks. This is where you get lean, get shredded. This is a good exercise. You pick the right combination of weights where you start heavy and you go light and you end up, doing up to 100 reps. This exercise will have you shredded. It's one of those get ready for the summer, start in January, bang it down, and you are the man or the woman by the summertime. Like I said, we start high, you work your way low, then you come back to the second highest weight, work your way low, come back to the third highest weight, work your way low, fourth highest weight, all the way down to the last weight. And then what you're gonna see when we're done is after you're finished with your series of, combination of dumbbells and kettlebells, then you go into just a weightless flex where you just clench those muscles and you get a full contraction, because when you fatigue, you don't get a full muscle contraction. You get that I got weights in my hand, the best effort I can get contraction. A lot of physique competitors and bodybuilders, after they work out, they go and pose for a time frame or a series of minutes. I like to, after I complete a set, as well as some of the gentlemen I train with and some of the people that I train, I tell them and I teach them, and I've learned myself that when you're done training a specific muscle type, you go and you flex or you pose or you squeeze those muscles without the weights. Give them the full range of motion without the resistance. And you go through a series of flexing or a series of squeezing. In a second here, I think I'm going to do that. As Jay Holiday finishes up his last set, you can see that we're pretty fatigued because it's been a long show today. We've done a lot of work today. Tons of work, pushed a ton of weight. There he goes. You see, we just kind of rolling it up. Jay Holiday is a wrestler. He did a lot of wrestling back in the day, and he has a really good stamina rating in his upper body as far as shoulders and traps go. There I go, getting a good squeeze in, bring it up tight, squeeze it tight at the top, and then to finish it off, the pre-workout must have been pumping today. Shenard and Jay Holiday, they're more of a definition setting. They're gonna go through a series of dumbbells. As you can see, it's set up. They're gonna start heavy and work their way down light. Shinar just finished his. Jay Holiday's gonna start. Look at how much work these guys do. Notice Holiday just sat down on the bench and Jesse's getting started. We started out with like some 35s, maybe some 40s. I can't see what those are. But we're just doing straight overhead dumbbell presses. Holiday's starting heavy. He's doing a series of heavy, working his way back down towards the light set of dumbbells. They have a series of weights set up. I get into my set. You know, the shoulders are good and fatigue. We've been working all day. And Jesse went, I go. Jesse's back down with a little heavier weight. Holiday is still banging. If you notice, Shinar picked up the set of weights and handed them to him. He has 2 more sets of weights in front of him that he has to do. And I believe they're doing sets of 10 to 12. And they're just banging out. When you fatigue, drop, go lighter. Bang it out, fatigue, drop, go lighter. Me and Jesse over here cranking out the big weight. I'm trying to grow these boulders. I'm trying to get my shoulders a little rounder for the summer. I have to bring something nice to the stage next time I go. Swap camera guy, I'm in. He's out. Give me some music. Pick up some weight. Let's see what we can get out of these. I believe I get a good number. It's pretty heavy right now. That looks to be, I can't remember, about maybe some 50s, if I recall. And it seems like I'm having a pretty hard time doing it. I can look at my face and tell that it's taking some focus and concentration. Holiday is still working over there. Look at him go. He's down to the 5s. And when I say tear you up, I mean that series that Shinar and Jay Holiday are over there doing. It tears you up. Jesse's back in. Holiday is just getting finished with his series. Big stuff, people. A lot going on right here. Focus, focus, focus. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Stay diligent. Trust the process. And just do the work. Some hometown goodies. This is New Breed Gym from Pittsburgh. We're going to rep it well. We're going to represent the hometown right here, baby.
That's it.
Everybody who in the gym, most of us ain't from Savannah, has some goodies sent out. We're represented on the video. Phantom TVs.